is related to the second second T20 international between England and Australia. So we witnessed a superb first T20 international that happened between England and Australia. It was a superb match wherein England almost won it in at the very end, and Australia almost choked towards the end. They had to win it pretty easily, but they lost their way towards the end and they lost it because of some very good death bowling by England seamers towards the end. So now we go into the second T20 international with England one up in the series, and this will be a great contest again. Australia, as you know, always very good fighters, and they bounce back pretty well, and they are known to be winning those matches which they lost previously. So now we can expect a superb contest in this one as well. So well, coming to the Dream 11 picks that can be talked about in this particular match today, especially. So what are the pitch observations that we saw previously was, so the ball had come onto the bat pretty well earlier on in the innings, and then towards the end of the innings you could see that it slowed down a bit. So now today the first observation that we need to take into consideration is the fact that this is a little bit of an early match compared to what we saw previously. So this is kind of a day match uh, rather than what we saw early. Rather than what we saw previously, which was around 10 p.m. In the night IST. So this one is around 6:45. So it will be a pretty early match for them. So what will happen because of the early match? Because of the early match, you could see that there is a little bit of sunshine. So because of the sunshine, the pitch is more drier. So you can expect that the wicket is going to be even more little bit slow because of the sunshine, as well as the fact that this is already a played wicket. There is already an international, a match that has already happened, the first one. So you can expect the pitch to be a little bit more slower, and because of that the bowlers who can bowl cutters and wrist spinners especially can be very important on these kind of wickets where there is a chance of them picking up more wickets. So going to the Dream 11 picks. So well, in my opinion, any person, any team that wins the toss will want to actually bat first on this pitch, because it might become even more slower as the day progresses, and the batting second team can actually face the difficulty of the ball being even more slow and not coming onto the bat. So if we come to pick the combinations that we can probably pick for today. So we can see that. So we'll take it two scenarios. We will consider that Australia is batting first, and then we'll consider as England is batting first, and based on that we'll try to pick the team. So let us consider that Australia is batting first. So Australia batting first, you can always expect a very good opening combination partnership between Warner and Finch. As always, they give very good opening combination. But here's the key thing to notice. Last time around, you could notice that uh, Jofra Archer, or for that matter Mark Wood, they bowled well, but they went wicketless because Finch and Warner were able to get to a good start, right? So before that, if we go through the previous stats that have been offered during the practice matches and all that, you will come to know that Finch has actually struggled a little bit against spin, and so does Warner as well. So the spinning option that that can be tried out earlier in the power play, which was not done earlier by Morgan, is to probably bring in Moeen Ali instead of one of the fast bowlers, maybe say Mark Wood, and give Moeen Ali a go with Warner being one of the left-handed batsmen. Moeen Ali can be worth giving a try, and if he does, then I think Moeen Ali has more of a chance to pick up Warner. So if you're going with a Dream 11 combination, what my suggestion would be that you can probably neglect Warner in one of the teams, especially not a small league team, because small league team is always, neglecting Warner in a small league team will always be a very risky one. And if he scores, you're going to lose outright. But if you're going to try a Grand League team, then you should probably neglect Warner in one of the teams and give Moeen Ali a go. And Moeen Ali has also had a very good record against Finch as well. So there is a chance that he can pick both of them earlier on. So in such a case where you'll probably drop Finch and Warner, always ensure that you're having Smith, because he is the one who's going to revive the innings along with a little bit of a lower order batting where Alex Carey and Stoinis can become very important picks, because since you are neglecting one of Finch or Warner, these guys get more of batting and there is a chance that they can score some good runs and good points for you. So if Ian Morgan doesn't pick up that and he still goes with the paces, then I think there is a chance Warner and Finch can get you to a good start. In such a case, there is another scenario where Warner and Finch, if they get to a very good start, then the role of Steve Smith actually becomes less. If you have observed the previous match, Steve Smith got a little bit of batting, but what you need to understand is he's not a player who is going to score you at a rate of 200 strike rate. So that's not the case. He's a slow starter. He's an innings builder. So when you actually have Warner and Finch starting you off well, then at that point of time, there is a very good chance that Maxwell and Stoinis are the ones coming up and over Steve Smith. So why this is being indicated here is, if you go with the general combination, there is always a credit issue in Dream 11 where you might not be able to pick up Warner, Finch, and Smith along with some quality bowlers. So like Patrick Cummins and Mitchell Stark, everybody has 9 credits or probably above that. So there is a chance that you might neglect one of them and end up losing. So what my suggestion would be that you can probably neglect Steve Smith in this match. It might not work out, right? But what I would suggest you in one of the teams is to neglect Steve Smith out, because he is a 9.5 credit person. So you can probably neglect Steve Smith out, and instead of Steve Smith, you can probably have Stoinis. The reason being, you could see Stoinis has scored a good 20-30 in the previous match, and he can also bowl. And especially if Australia is bowling first, there have been history where Stoinis has been bowling in the death overs as well. The last 1 or 2 overs, especially in the ODI matches, Stoinis was tried as a death bowler. So there is every chance Stoinis can get the over and he can probably pick few wickets. So my suggestion would be to pick up Stoinis over Steve Smith, and Archer as a bowler. So I mean, let's go further down. So Alex Carey is a very good batting option as well, but he should only be tried if you are neglecting one or two of the top four batsmen. Like you don't pick up Warner and Finch. That is when Stoinis, I mean, that is when Carey can get a chance and he can turn the game around. So that is when he should be picked. But Stoinis is a must pick, if you ask me, for this match. Right. And then coming to the bowling of England. So as I mentioned earlier on, Moeen Ali can be tried opening the bowling, wherein he can probably pose a threat to both Finch and Warner. But apart from that, if they go with the earlier combination of having Archer and Wood bowl the early overs, then I think Moeen Ali can probably be put aside, and you could probably try giving Archer a go, because Finch, as you know, has a record of getting LBW. Though I think he has changed his stance recently, and he's staying more leg side-ish to the ball, and the chances of getting him LBW have reduced, but he always has the trouble of a ball swinging in. So you can probably try Archer earlier on, and if you want Archer in your team, then you can probably neglect Finch. So one of the other combinations would be, if you're not going with Finch, you should probably go with Archer. And Mark Wood has done reasonably well against Warner previously, with the ball raising above the shoulder height, wherein Warner has tried to pull him and the ball's gone in the air in the previous match. It can also be a catch as well. So if you want to have Mark Wood in your team, then you can probably get rid of David Warner. But as such, if you're getting rid of one of these openers, you should always have Steve Smith, because he is the one who's building your innings. So these are the tactics that you should probably use. And Adil Rashid is always a very good pick, because if you see the amount of right-handers that are present in Australia's top 6, top 7, you'll find that probably four players. Four players of the top six are right-handers. So Adil Rashid will be very handy as always, right? So Adil Rashid is a must pick. You should have him in your team. So coming to uh, England's batting, so Butler played really well, and he should be going on again to play a very good innings. If you ask me, Bairstow is kind of a hit and miss player, but always take it for granted that if he's batting second, you should always have him in your team because he has very good record chasing a score. So if England's batting second, Bairstow is an absolute blind must pick in your team. You can even probably try him as a captain, vice captain as well. And David Malan did really well, and I really believe David Malan will do very well even in this match as well, because if you see the opponent's bowling here, you will see that everything is coming into David Malan rather than going away. Apart from Maxwell, if Maxwell is tried against David Malan, like what happened in the previous match, where David Malan, faced Maxwell and he didn't score that very well, and Morgan was the one to hold out to Maxwell. So you can always give it a shot that if you're neglecting David Malan, you should always have Maxwell in your team because Maxwell is the one who can get David Malan out. But if Maxwell's not getting David Malan out, you should probably think that David Malan's going to score big again today. He knows these pitches really well because he has played a lot of matches for the BBL here, Big Bash League, and the England cricket. He's played a lot of England cricket here, so he should be knowing these pitches really well. So David Malan is a must pick, and the hidden pick here is actually Tom Banton. So a lot of people will be neglecting Tom Banton because he has failed in the previous match, but you should always remember that he played really well in one of the matches against Ireland. He is a hit or miss kind of a player, but you should never neglect him because he is in the top four and he's coming before Morgan. If you see the Dream 11 selection, there are a lot of people who are going to go with Morgan. But the thing is, if you select uh, David Malan here, Banton here, Banton is the one who's coming ahead of Morgan, and he has more chance of playing a good innings rather than before Morgan gets to bat. Morgan's coming as down as number 5, and if you see the Dream 11 percentage, the Dream 11 percentage is actually more. Tom Banton comes earlier than him, and he has very good chance of actually making it bigger. So my preference personally would be to have uh, Tom Banton come in and Tom Banton play good innings compared to uh, compared to Morgan.
Nandu, I agree with your this one analysis. So the point here is this Southampton pitch, as you mentioned, looks like it has gone down on the slower side towards the end of the match. That was where Australians struggled a lot. You can see Stoinis in the last over when he was trying to hit Wood with his pace. The ball was not just coming onto the bat. I am just referring to the third ball of the over. So it looks like the pitch would tend to continue that way. And definitely the slow bowlers might come into picture here. And that could really drive your team. So as Nandu was saying, most probably the combinations matter here. Definitely, I would like to have David Malan in my team, and then Steve Smith should be there. And last time I think Bairstow failed, but I still feel confident that he might play some innings here. Butler could be on his fireworks again, and Maxwell could be a critical pick. But on the bowler side, I would definitely like to have Adam Jampa and Ashton Agor. Team, I would like to include Rashid and Jordan. So these are the picks, but again expecting around 150, 160 score here if the same pitch continues. But if the pitch is rolled and little modified, then there might be a chance. Otherwise, we don't see too big score, and it would be on the slower side. So when it goes to slower side, the guys like Steve Smith and the guys like David Melan, Tom Banton, these guys come into picture, and they play a crucial role. So my team would be revolving around these three guys. I would not pick Aaron Finch. Still, I don't know why. I would rather go to David Warner, because Finch could be troublesome in some of the teams. So that's my analysis. All the best for you guys. And just to mention, the IPL schedule is out. So and it's going to start on time in spite of some of the trouble seen with CSK and other teams. So good luck for you guys for today's match. Let's hope how it goes. Thank you. Nandu, you have any other thoughts?
No, I think as you mentioned, the IPL schedule is out. We will be covering a few matches there as well as part of the Dream 11 teams. So you can always visit this video for a few tips from our end and what we think. Let us know if you feel we have done well, and let us know the comments. And you are always welcome to watch this video multiple times for a few facts. You can probably take notes of that. Going down, we will probably even try to furnish a few notes wherein you can probably take a screenshot of that note, and you'll be able to refer that. And we will be covering more videos down the lane, and you can always let us know what you feel in the comment section. That's always there for you.
Yes, Nandu, thanks. So we'll be covering most probably the kind of leagues that you need to enter, the strategies behind, because Nandu has been there for he has been playing Dream 11 for some time now, so he's experienced. He will give you tips on some of the things, and I'll throw my points on how the players could play. So do watch our videos, subscribe to our channel, and like our videos. Please post your suggestions. We are ready to take your feedback, whether it be positive or negative, and stay glued to our channel. Thank you, Nandu.
Thanks.
Have
Bye-bye.
a nice day. Have a good day. Good match all. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, thank you.